These are numbers that matter. I still remember my first college physics lesson. My professor was a guy by the name of Rex, and his assignment was to discover the equation for the motion of a pendulum. Discover, as in the entire class was barred from looking up anything about pendulums. I and most of the rest of the class were used to memorizing equations. We had no clue where to begin with discovering them. Faced with a sea of blank stares, begging for further instruction, Rex simply said, "Begin how you think the first people to ever study pendulums began." They couldn't look it up either. Then Rex left. What Rex was trying to teach us was a systems thinking approach to solving problems we had never seen before. We needed to brainstorm ideas as to what factors could possibly affect the motion of a pendulum. Then we needed to figure out a way to test or measure those things, examine our data, create a theory in line with that data, test our theory, and we would inevitably discover that our theory was wrong. But we could use this new information to start this process all over again, brainstorming what factors could explain our wrongness. Rex would say the goal was not to be right. The goal was only to be less wrong. And hopefully you are less wrong each time. Iterating on this loop is how progress happens. Systems thinking is a powerful approach for discovery. Whether that discovery be the equation for the motion of a pendulum or the equation for maximizing happiness in your community. And if your goal is discovering the equation for maximizing happiness in your community, then the first steps in this approach is to start a community indicators project. This is why I'm so excited that members of my community in Guilford County are starting the process of creating community indicators. In a community indicators project, we, the community, brainstorm together about what factors may be affecting our happiness and success as a community. Then we work on ways to try to measure those things. These are the first steps in a systems thinking approach to problem solving. With each iteration, we're hoping to get a tiny bit closer to understanding what are the true factors affecting our happiness and success. Make no mistake, systems thinking can be a slow and frustrating process. I realized that in my very first physics class. When I would challenge Rex on what was the point of all of this, he would say, "You are learning how to learn, which is the most valuable and useful thing you could ever learn." And he was right. Despite all the frustrations, figuring out how to think about problems and discover their solutions for myself has been incredibly valuable to me. And I believe a similar experience for my community of figuring out how to think about the problems we face and how to discover the connections and opportunities we share will be incredibly valuable for all of us. And I think it can be incredibly valuable for your community as well. I found out recently that Rex passed away. His classes were, without a doubt, some of my most difficult, but they were also some of my most memorable, filled with Rexisms of all kinds. I remember him being asked, "Why was the sky blue?" To which Rex responded, "Light bends as it passes into a medium. Different frequencies of light, i.e. different colors, bend at different rates in said medium. The atmosphere is a medium, and blue being one of the shorter wavelengths of light bends more than other wavelengths, which is why if you look 90 degrees from the sun, you will find the bluest sky. Rex taught me this. I'm teaching you. So, in a way, Rex taught you too. So, to anyone who's ever taught by Rex, raise a glass of your favorite beer. To the man who told me some things in life and in physics can only be understood by chatting with a group of friends over a pitcher of cold beer, well, my friends, to that man, this beer is for you. Those were for you too.